Hey everybody, it's Rolly, and I'm here with Nadine Weston. And so I'm super excited that we are getting together and we're going to get to know a little bit about Nadine and what she does. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay and share this out so that people know what it is that's happening and what it is that's going on. So we're talking about the Harborfront retreat that's coming up on August 22nd, and it's coming up fast. I can't believe how fast that it's coming up. And
Very fast.
it's in Haileybury. So let's start off by introducing Nadine. So Nadine, how about you tell everybody a little bit about who you are?
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be part of this group. I'm originally from Kirkland Lake, so born and raised in Kirkland, but I have traveled across Western Canada, so from Ontario to the West Coast. And I fell in love with yoga when we moved to Vancouver. And lots of people wonder how I got into yoga. And it was really for my mental health. I suffer from mental illness. And I was in therapy, and together we both found that this is where my path was leading me to help on my recovery. And so I've been doing yoga now for about 10 years. Um, my specialty or my passion is to do outdoor yoga. And that really started when we started exploring Vancouver Island and going to places like Tofino and doing yoga on the ocean, like on the beach of the ocean. And then as we traveled through Canada, my wonderful husband would stop at all these amazing spots for me to do yoga outside on the hoodoos and some, the Canmore trail system and Banff. And as we traveled from the island back to Ontario, we had a short stop in Calgary for 10 months where I did a lot of yoga outside there. And then as we traveled from Calgary back to Ontario, as I said, my husband, so amazing as in part of my recovery and part of my passion of doing yoga outside. We continued to stop all the way to Ontario in these really cool, amazing spaces. And then once we kind of hunkered down in Haileybury, I'm in Haileybury now. I decided I was going to keep my passion going and teach yoga outside. So I've done some pretty cool things. In the wintertime, I had a labyrinth. I live across from the lake. I had a labyrinth, and we did yoga at 20 below in parkas and snow pants and snow boots. And I've just continued doing yoga through this beautiful place that Mother Nature has allowed us all to come and live, and it become our what we can call home. Up at Devil's Rock, which I like to call Thunder Rock, and also Pete's Dam and stuff. So when I was offered this chance to come in and work with the retreat, and of course it being outside, I just jumped on the opportunity to work with these lovely ladies, all these practitioners. You will not be disappointed in this retreat. I think from the beginning, when we started grounding, all the way through the day, you'll be inspired, and you will feel amazing by the end of the retreat. That is something I can guarantee.
And it really is so true how we are all coming together to bring our gifts together to be able to help each other, support each other through this. And I'm super excited to be doing the yoga outside. Not that I would be doing yoga outside at 20 below. I commend you tremendously. Although I'm a northern girl too, there's no way that you're catching me outside doing yoga in the middle of winter.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that because I always say never, because what I've said years ago that I would never do, I now do, right? So,
I can get you, Rolly.
so it really is. an inspirational week day. Like it's going to be like starting from 11 a.m. until so we're going to do our opening circle at 11, and then Nadine's going to come in and do an opening yoga. And then we're going to go throughout the day of doing different workshops. So we're going to have times broken down into workshops, and then we have 2 other practitioners that are going to be here at the Wellness Center and that are going to offer their services one-on-one. So people are going to be sneaking away to come and do some of their own personal touch and connection, and then they're going to be able to come back. We're going to have some meals and some snacks. So we're not doing lunch, but we are going to have some snacks after yoga, because after some movement, a lot of people don't do a whole lot of eating before yoga, which is recommended.
Yeah, yeah. I do recommend eating 2 hours prior to yoga.
Yeah.
Just so that you've got time for some digestion, because going upside down, like in downward dog, and those sometimes the stomach hasn't really digested everything.
Yeah. So, which is the reason why we're going to have some light snacks, because we're not having an actual official lunch, but we'll have some light snacks, and then we'll continue throughout the day. And then Nadine's going to come back to us again at 4:30 for an hour of yoga, of just being able to connect. And Nadine and I haven't actually had a chance to be able to connect, but we think that Nadine's actually going to be running another one of the workshops when we're divided into the small groups, I think is one of the things that are happening, but things are still changing. So is that what you're doing, Nadine?
I think so, yeah.
But we are still kind of planning out and figuring out all of the different things. We do know that there's going to be 3 small groups set up, so that we're there, because we met Sherry, I think it was yesterday. And so Sherry's going to be she needs to have smaller group sizes. So instead of having a larger group size, then what we're going to do is have the mini groups, and then we're going to have mini workshops happening at the same time. And so, and then we're going to rotate the 3 groups, and so that everybody's going to have that opportunity to still be exposed to all the different things. And so we're really excited. I've ordered some more supplies and some more things that are actually coming in, and because we're going to have a hard-covered notebook, so it's actually going to have no pages, so that we're there, because I know that I'm going to be doing some journaling things. There's going to be some potential drawing things, and so there's going to be some opportunities for us to be able to kind of journal throughout the day as we're doing this healing day. And Nadine's referred to it as healing, because all of these things are definitely healing, aren't they, Nadine?
They really are. They really are. And like I said, through the last 10 years, I've noticed such a difference in using practitioners like yourself, Rolly, using yoga. Of course, these aren't the end to all, but they definitely are, I find, essential on a good, healthy road to recovery.
And it really is. And so I know that one of the questions that somebody had is that, because I know that one of the practitioners are coming in and they're bringing Reiki. And so there's somebody that said, well, I don't really do Reiki. So like, I don't trust that. And I don't believe that. And that's okay. So one of the things that I always remind everybody that comes to work with me, or that we're doing a group thing together, is that you take what you need and you leave the rest. You do what you can and you step away. So, because again, yoga, we have some people that are like, I'm in pain, I can't do a lot of different things. And so you will actually be able to help them work through different positions.
That's right. That's right. So really what I always tell my classes, so especially on Saturday classes, I always tell them that it's a beginner class with variations up to intermediate. So you could be an intermediate yogi and still benefit from the practice, because there's variations for everything. I've had intermediate yogis come to class and say they were completely satisfied. I've also had beginners come to class and say that it was wonderful. The other thing I always tell people is, because I often get, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. And I always tell them, all you need is a flexible mind. And that's where you start.
And it really is. So like I know that there's different days that I have more flexibility than others, and because I've had injuries, and I know that I've taken classes with Nadine, and Nadine's like, okay, get into this position. Okay, Nadine, I can only go this far. And then she will always give modifications. So she will always allow us to be able to get into a position that's comfortable, and you do what you can, and you get to the limits that you can. And if you can't stay in that position as long as others, it doesn't matter. You just then come out of that position and go into another position that is comfortable, and focus in on your breath. And it's just about being able to slow things down. We live in a world that's crazy busy. It has been insane with all of the restrictions. And that's one of the things that I'm super excited about this retreat, is that we actually get to come together and be in a group and still be able to do it safely. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And it's also just important being present in your own body. It doesn't matter what's going on beside you or around you. It's your practice. This is your time. And I always tell people to be selfish. This is your practice.
Yep.
Take the time and just be present.
And one of the things that when we're doing these, and we were talking about the healing, and this is often uncomfortable for people as well, is that emotions may come up. Allow those emotions to come up. And so like, we don't want to scare people going like, oh my God, I'm just going to be going and crying the entire time. And you may not be, but there may be tears, there may be laughter. There definitely will be laughter. I can guarantee you there will be laughter with all the ladies that are here and participating. And even with the ones that have signed up, laughter is definitely going to be one of those things we are not going to lack. And so, which is those are again, one of those healing processes, but we've been cooped up and we've been stuck inside, and we've had so many restrictions, and we're moving into that time of the year again when everything's going to start to slow back down again. Well, actually, I guess technically get busier, right? Because you've got kids going back to school, parents, teachers going back to school. We're going out of holidays. Like I know that the week after this retreat is my week of holidays. So we're moving into that time of the year when everything is going to be going back to all the normal hustle and bustle. And as crazy as it sounds, shortly after that, we're getting ready for Christmas, right? So we've got. I can't believe how quickly this year has gone. Like I can't believe that today is July 30th. This is insane to me.
I know.
I can't believe how fast that it's gone. And so, but it really is about that. And I love what you said about staying within, and this is your practice. And whether we're doing yoga or we're doing one of the other workshops, it really is about your practice and about what it is that you need for your own healing. So yes, you're going to get from other people, but you're also, but it needs to be what it is that you need. And so again, going back to that statement of take what you need and you leave the rest, because whatever it is that you don't need, and same as you're working through the healing process, you get to leave all the rest of that with Mother Nature, right? So Mother Earth gets to take all of that. The winds are going to get to take anything that you decide, I'm not keeping this, I don't need this anymore. I get to release it and let it go. And so all of these things are going to get to literally blow away with the wind, because we're going to be doing this outdoors. And we'll have lots of opportunity for being able to be grounded into Mother Earth through yoga practices. And I know that through some of the activities that I have going on with the group work is also going to be some grounding techniques and some ways of being able to restabilize. So Sherry's going to be doing acupressure points. And so like there's lots of, I just lost her name. Irene is going to be doing laughter yoga. So we're going to be tapping into our inner child. And so like there's lots of really incredible healing practices and opportunities. And some are going to work really well for us, and others are going to be like, yeah, that's just not my cup of tea, and that's okay. Right. So like, as I shared at the beginning, going and doing outdoor yoga at 20 below is not my cup of tea. But
yeah, I get that.
You would never know that I was actually born in Timmins, which is like much colder than here. And so I always say to my mom, I was born in the wrong part of the world. I need to be where it's like super hot, super warm. So,
Well, I
um,
know being on Vancouver Island, so being in Victoria for as long as we were, it was a bit of a shock coming back to snow. A lot of snow. We saw snow twice the entire time we were out there. So
yeah, so it's pretty incredible, but we do have such beauty, and we're going to be right on the lake, right on the lake of on the shores of Lake Temiskaming, which is incredible. We're going to have the boats coming in and out of the marina, and then we're going to hear laughter likely from the beach area of all the kids that are going to be swimming at the beach area, and it really is incredible. And so one of the things that I've been mentioning is that in terms of the cost. So for some people, it's like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can't do this. I can't come up with this chunk of money all at once, or I want to be able to register, but it's going to be too much all at once. Is then message me and we can make a payment arrangement. So that's definitely not an issue at all. So like if somebody's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be getting paid, or I'm just going back to work, especially teachers. Teachers are like, just going back to work, and so like I'm trying to make sure that I keep my reserves until I go back. Then if you need to have be closer, like being able to register so that you can still save your seat, is then reach out to me so that we can do a payment arrangement, so that we know that you're committed for sure, that you're not just registering and then not going to, and that you're just going to be taking up the seat. But if you're going to, if you want to be able to do something, then definitely reach out and let us know, and we can definitely make some sort of arrangements so that people can still come. Because I think that that's really important, and especially especially if you've just come back from holidays, or like there's lots of things that come up in terms of financial, but it's definitely something that is important for you in terms of being able to be healthy. And I love how the fact that Nadine shared that this is a way of practice that she's actually helped with her own mental health. And because these really are incredible techniques to be able to help manage our own mental health. So whether we have a mental health disorder or not, it doesn't really matter. We all have mental health regardless. And it's how do we manage and what do we do to be able to make that mental health the best that we can be. And because there's so much stigma, and it's lifting, it's getting better around mental health, but it's really important for us to be able to say like, no, this is something that we can work through, we can get stronger, and get back within our own true self.
absolutely, Rolly. Like I really feel, especially coming out of COVID right now, that a lot of people have been struggling with mental health issues. Um, that I think it's important for them to take this opportunity and to ground themselves back and get a reset before we get back into September.
And it really is. And I love how you use the word reset, because it really is that reset, right? So we're clicking that button to say, hey, refresh. And like I said, we get to
Yeah.
leave behind all the things that whatever it is that that no longer serves you, right? So, and sometimes people believe that it's like, okay, well, but I'm this religion or I'm that religion, and so like these things may not necessarily fit within. And again, you take what you need and you leave the rest. But it's all about that higher power, that higher being, whatever it is that looks like for you, is what it is that you are focusing on. It's not that anybody's going to impose any type of practice with you that will go
Yeah,
against.
no, not at all. Exactly. And I just want to say this. I remember my first yoga class. The only thing I knew was downward dog. And I sat in child's pose and cried most of it. And the instructor came up to me and said, "What a great release for you." You know, I might have done 3 poses and then just went into child's pose and just had like a full body release. And she was so happy that I actually had that breakthrough, that moment through her class. And I really want to invite everybody to make the yoga class your own. Make all these work sessions your own. And like Rolly said, take what you can from it and just discard what no longer serves you. I say that through yoga all the time with your exhales. Let go and release of what no longer serves you and leave room for growth and for space.
And it just really is important for us to be able to do that. So is there anything else, Nadine, that you think that people need to know about the retreat?
No. Obviously, bring lots of water and stuff like that. But I just to come with an open mind and just come and just experience the day. Remove the obstacles that are in front of you and just set them aside because they'll be there after. Like, just take that moment, be a little selfish. This is your time. And like, really just set your obstacles that are in front of you, that are lying hard on your shoulders, aside for the day, because they'll still be there tomorrow. And maybe you'll be able to look at it a little differently.
And it really is that part that's really important. So Nadine has said to make sure to bring water. We are going to have a water dispenser, so you'll be able to refill water. So we are asking people to be able to bring their water, their own water bottle or whatever it is that they want to be able to bring, so that they have that. But we will have water available, because I'm huge on drinking a lot of water. We're going to be doing lots of releasing, so that's even that much more important. And depending on the weather, it may be extremely warm. So it all depends. But this is Northern Ontario, and but making sure that everybody dresses according to the weather, and bring what it is that if it's really warm, make sure that you bring something cold, or that's going to help you if it gets cold, that kind of thing as well. Because as we know, in Northern Ontario, especially in the fall, we have no idea what the next hour is.
That's right. And this particular venue, really, that you have chosen, I've done yoga there many times last year, and it's a great location. There's tons of washroom facilities, so don't worry about that, everybody. I think you'll find it's a very comfortable and will be a very grounding venue for you.
It really is. And one of the things that I like to also mention is that for anybody who's like from out of town going, oh, I really wish this was here, make a weekend of it. We have the Leisure Inn that is just up the road. It's across from the wellness center, and then we've got the beach motel that is Hillary Beach Motel that is just across from the marina, and then we've got the Harborview place that has the some rental as well. I'm not sure where they're at in terms of space. We've got the President's Suites, and then of course we've got New Liskeard, which is not that far away. And so come and make a weekend of it if you are coming in from out of town. We do have some people coming in from Cochrane, from Timmins. We have some people that are talking about coming from North Bay that have not yet registered, but they're talking about coming in as a small group. And so come, and you can either come solo, or you can come and with your mom, your sister, your colleagues, whatever it is that you want to be able to do. We're going to have lots of fun. It's going to be a really great connection, and we're looking forward to having this retreat. And so it starts at 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. And so we're going to be going from that entire time and there's going to be things to do. So we are still going to have some downtime so that we have time to catch a breath and go to the washroom and replenish foods and that kind of thing. But that's definitely what it is that we are going to be doing, and super excited. So if you guys have any questions, you can get a hold of any of the practitioners that are facilitating, or you can reach out to me as well. And if you reach out to me, you may get answers from me and or from my team, who are actually going to be able to help answer different questions as well. And once you're registered, there's going to be a few emails that are going to give you some instructions, like remembering to bring a water bottle and what to bring in terms of wearing and what to expect, that kind of thing. So, and we try and accommodate as best as we can with any meal preferences, so that we have some opportunity, so that everybody has that opportunity to have that healthy meal when we're doing snacks and dinner. So really looking forward to doing this, and I'm really excited to be jumping into a class with Nadine. I have not done an actual yoga class in a while. I've been doing private yoga, but not doing class yoga. So like this is going to be nice to be able to, because it just picks up a different kind of energy when you're doing it. So even though everybody's on their own mat, you can still feel the energy of the grounding. And when other people are releasing and grounding, you can actually feel that energy lifting and going. And it's really incredible to feel. So, so anybody who's new to yoga, that's definitely something that you may get to experience as well. So I know that that's one of my favorite things to do with a class. So
Yeah, I agree.
So on that note, we are going to head out, and thanks everybody for coming, and share this out. Let people know that it's happening. And if you have not yet registered, make sure you do so, because the seats will go quickly. And like I said, if you're on the fence and you're not really sure because of financial reasons, then send me a message and we can figure out a payment arrangement for you. So I will chat with all of you guys later, and have a great day.
Namaste, my friends.